Nigeria secured the $11 billion P&ID judgment, won that case yesterday at a UK court, and that is where we will begin this morning. It is victory for Nigeria as the court in the United Kingdom has awarded the country $11 billion arbitration against Process and Industrial Developments Limited. Another London court earlier issued a $6.6 billion arbitration award against Nigeria in January 2017 after the firm accused the federal government of reneging on an alleged 2010 contract to construct and operate a new gas processing facility in Calabar. But the P&ID lawyers argued that the arbitration fee has grown to $11.4 billion on account of interest. Now, in a ruling delivered by email, Justice of the Commercial Courts of England and Wales, Robin Knowles, upheld Nigeria's prayer on the ground that the gas processing contract was obtained by fraud. It's victory. In fact, the president has reacted to this judgment, how it is victory for Nigeria, and it also goes to show that how countries in Africa, for instance, developing countries are being exploited, and but then this is justice being seen to be done for Nigeria. And then again, it must be said, because there are those, I heard some persons saying that, oh, this money should be repatriated and all of it. Now, this is monies that Nigeria should have paid if we had lost the case. So there's no money to be repatriated here. It is just that we are not going to pay this sum, which is great news for a majority of Nigerians, as it is.
Actually, Nigeria dodged a bullet, a huge bullet, and it's quite interesting how this victory has come. Now, the Attorney General of the Federation just recently said, as Lateef Fagbemi was saying, that this will serve as a deterrent to those who seek to swindle Nigeria. I think this is quite good. And it's quite, it's a happy moment for Nigeria, and we'll see how far this will go. Absolutely. Let's recall that this case began in 2010 when the P&ID, agreed with Nigeria, so to speak, to build a gas processing facility in Calabar. There was an agreement according to them, and they said that Nigeria reneged on its part of the agreement, and so instituted this suit. But then the lawyers of Nigeria went ahead to prove that beyond reasonable doubt, as it is, that this case was a matter for which these persons were going to defraud the country. As in fact, there was a time, I think in 2017, when the case came up, Nigeria requested for time, to look into the matter extensively and then put forward their argument as it was. And now we are seeing the result. But one thing I would like to see happen is those, because we are looking at a matter of corruption, fraud, and all of that, let us now go a step further to find out those who were part of this deal. Then we can say that, okay, there's we say that want to see judgment being done, or how do we put it again? But we want to see. This will take a long time, because you know. We want to see persons being brought to account. Basically, but it might take a long time, though. But my fear is that it will not impede on this case to affect what the goings on as regards this case in the UK. This did not affect anything. The case has been done and dusted. Yes, done and dusted. But my issue is, let us, bring these persons. Let us finger them, find them out, there might be and bring them. Of course, we know that there will be a lot of people, but let us. Both in Nigeria and abroad. Of course, because you cannot carry out such a fraudulent act without some accomplices back home. So who are these persons? Let's bring them to book. Let's use them as examples for others. It is not, I think it is not enough. No, it's not. For us to allow this case end here. Who are these persons? Bring them to account, so it serves as a deterrent to others who have found themselves or who are engaging in fraudulent acts such as this, whether they be whatever level they may be,
they should be brought to book, because this matter of not holding persons to account is what has brought us to
this level.
To this level,
point, yes, where people believe that they can commit a crime and go away with it,
and nothing will happen.
Even if we get a situation whereby it's okay, there's a committee that have been set up to investigate. At the end, what do we get? Nothing.
We should follow through as citizens.
Yes, we should.
This country is ours. We should follow through. We can't just sit down and fold our arms and believe that nothing will happen when we are not asking questions, when we are not putting pressure in the right places to ensure that we get the right answers. We have the freedom of information. Yes, there are limitations to that, but then these are questions that Nigerians need answers to. And who are the persons that aided them? And
it's also a pointer to government to ensure that we read between the lines whenever we're signing contracts of this nature. Ensure that Nigerians do not,
I agree,
we don't get swindled by all of this, because there are times that let's not, but there are times that you see a contract or you see an agreement. Most times people flip through to the back and sign without reading the dotted lines.
In fact, some people do not understand what they are reading. That is why you get a lawyer to help you interpret
and interpret it to you.
So you know what you are signing, if you are signing your life off or if you are signing your future off. But then it's important that we mention this, and I like the fact that you brought that up, that we look through the contracts we are signing.
Thoroughly look
of
through
what benefit is it
contract
to the country in the immediate and in the future, because it's the future. $11 billion, we know how much that is. When we look at the current situation with the naira to the dollar, we know how it's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a whole lot. So,
but gratefully, we are not going to pay that as it is. No. But then again, what could have happened?
Now, the minister of the Justice Minister is saying that there will be further hearings in the UK by the UK courts to determine the costs payable to P&ID. But we know that it will not be the $11 billion.
So it's a good thing. So there's still some monies that will have to come
definitely,
out
but
at the end of the day, but not $11 billion as it is. But my issue here is we must get to the root of this matter. How did we get, who were those that aided them on this side? Whoever the other side is none of our business, but on this part of, in this side of the country, who were those that aided them? Another interesting fact here is that the ruling was delivered via mail.
Yes, via mail. Very interesting.
It's an interesting one for me because we've been looking at reforms for the judicial system. And I recall that there was a judgment in Kano State talking about the NNPP that happened, you know, via Zoom, I think. And we saw there was some level of uproar reaction to that judgment and all of that. But we are saying here that the judgment was done via email.
In the light of
when
this
will we get to this?
P&ID case, I was watching a video yesterday about Estonia. Estonia delivers everything about Estonia is online, including judgments in court proceedings are done online via Zoom, via Skype. Anywhere you can have, even if
to
you
make the process seamless.
Even if you want to pay taxes, you do it online in the comfort of your home, or you go to your office, your laptop, and everything. So this is, I feel this is where we should go to. This is where we're heading to. Having court judgment, it doesn't reduce or demystify the level, the way the judgment will be passed. We don't have to sit in court every day, all day, to get a judgment. You can easily get it while online, anywhere, anytime. You can get your judgment, and we move on. You don't, well, journalists, like, we don't have to be in the court at least,
but you monitor
the proceedings to get the meat of the story, to use the story. So it's easier for everybody or anyone to access and listen.
Absolutely. And it also makes the process, I believe, transparent.
Yes.
But the reaction we got with regards to that of the NNPP in Kano seem like Nigerians are not yet at home.
You know, we are getting to the point.
Some of these processes. Because COVID-19,
yes, it changed a lot of things.
We tried,
yes,
but it didn't work.
During the PEPT, normally there were arguments for and against live broadcast. But you saw what happened. The process was the judgment was given live on TV. So we're moving to a different level.
We're gradually getting there.
Gradually getting there.
I like that.